Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. In the last episode, we took a look at a couple of the extra modes that we can do, and we unlocked a couple of characters along with looking at the Volt mode and Custom mode of the game. In today's episode, what we're essentially doing is we're playing Mop-Up a little bit. we're going to be unlocking the rest of the characters in this episode. As of right now, I am playing as Zero Suit Samus, and we're going to go on a harder difficulty of Classic mode. We're going to go on 7.5 intensity, because one of the requirements in order to unlock a character is you have to beat Classic mode on 7 or higher. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be showing off Zero Suit Samus because I used to play Zero Suit Samus a lot in Brawl. The thing is, though, why I'm showing the whole entirety of this is because, well, she got buffed a lot in this game. She got really buffed in this game. I really enjoy using Zero Suit Samus a lot because of this. Mainly what happened with Zero Suit is they added some jet boots on her feet, and that causes a lot of powerful kicks, and she has a better recovery because of it. One of the things that they increased it, not only that, she got a rocket-propelled jump, so it kind of helps her recover because her recovery in Brawl was not good. And it has a very cool attack like that. This is my first time playing as her, by the way. So I kind of have to use her accordingly, like how I played in Brawl, using the new buffs they gave her. Like I said before, the rocket boots really help a lot. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of up Bs in this playthrough. Practically, they just get stuck in a combo with the kicks of the boots, and then it'll launch it up with a gigantic kick and it'll propel the people across the stage. But Zero Suit Samus, her main method of attacking is she has like a plasma whip or something like that with her gun. Her gun, she has like a little stun gun, which she had from Metroid Zero Mission. And one thing that it can do is it can extend into a whip. So it's like a plasma whip. If you push side B, it'll like push the enemy away with the plasma whip. But if you hold like, I do believe it's one of the, I can't remember. Oh, up A is up A smash attack is actually a like she'll like toss the whip up in the air kind of thing. But mostly her smash attacks now, it used to be that she would just whip somebody with it in Brawl, but her side smashes are actually she'll kick. She'll kick with her rocket boots, which are really powerful. Like I said before, Zero Suit Samus got a really big buff because her recovery was crap. Because she had to essentially, in Brawl, she had essentially to use the whip to lasso on the edge of a ledge. That's kind of, I don't like that recovery too much. You had to be precise about hitting the ledge with the whip. And because they gave her the rocket boots, that really helps a lot. And not only that, they made Zero Suit Samus a separate character in this game too. They did that with two particular characters, because in order to play as Zero Suit Samus in Brawl, what you had to do was you had to use Samus's Final Smash, or use a combination of buttons on the character selects menu. But you couldn't play Zero Suit Samus conventionally in Brawl. What you had to do was you had to just simply use the Final Smash, and then Samus shed her armor, and that's why she got Zero Suit Samus. And then you played as her. But in this game, what they did was they separated Samus and Zero Suit Samus so people can actually play as her conventionally. They did this with another character. They did that with Zelda and Sheik too. Zelda and Sheik are their own separate characters now. Because Zelda and Sheik, you had to push down B to transform into each other. But honestly, like I said before, they changed that up. Zelda now, her down B is different, and so is Sheik's. This is actually the first time we've ever actually seen this, but Every time you're doing classic mode, you have a chance for something called an intruder alert happens. An intruder kind of invades your battle a little bit, and it's either going to be giant or metal. Personally, I like giant intruders rather than metal, because metal, as you guys can see, when a character is metal, it's really hard to knock them back. It's really hard to launch them. But the thing is, though, since they're so heavy, if you do manage to launch them, their recovery is crap. So, that's the thing. They can't really jump very well. That's one thing about the metals. Giant is just, they're just ginormous. Their hitbox is huge, and they're just hard to launch off like metal. The thing is, though, it's easier to defeat an enemy when it's large than it is when it's metal. That's just my opinion, though. But we're fighting Metal Dr. Mario right now, and you have to get upwards like 200% damage before you can actually kill the said character, and it's really annoying. But anyways, I'm gonna try to beat the crap out of Dr. Mario. But a new item I have is actually a jetpack. It increases the recovery of some characters if you have it equipped, but it's only equipped for a certain number of time. But Dr. Mario just kicked my butt, so now I have to go ahead and attack him again. But anyways, honestly, I would use this combination of items there. Yeah, it's just like you get them, put them in the ground with the exclamation mark ball. You throw it, and they get stuck in the ground, and then I threw a bomb right at him. I was like, that should be enough to knock him out of there. But the thing is, though, if you defeat an intruder, they have a really good special prize for doing so. So that's really good. Now we are going and fighting Ike, Marth, and Wii Fit Trainer. One thing I should also mention, the costume that I have on for Zero Suit Samus is actually an alternate costume. It's kind of funny because normally Zero Suit Samus has this like skin-tight suit that she has on, but it looks like she's wearing, workout clothes. That is actually an homage to Metroid Zero Mission in a sense, because that's what she would wear in some of the ending screenshots that you would get of the game. I managed to get Wii Fit Trainer off the screen, but I didn't have enough to recover back. But that's kind of what the costume is. It's just an homage to Zero Mission for the ending screenshots that you would get if you beat Metroid Zero Mission in a certain number of time, and you did it at 100% in less than 2 hours. You would get the screenshot of Samus in workout clothes. So that's kind of like a little homage to that. But I did lose to that, and that was kind of bad. Like I said before, if you lose classic mode, the difficulty goes down by 0.5. So and if you're trying to beat it on 9.0, that means that you have to beat it without dying, or without losing both your lives, essentially, in a battle. I mean, granted, I've actually went and looked. One of the greatest challenges in this game is actually beating classic mode on 9 without dying at once. That's ridiculous. I've actually went and watched YouTube videos, and it's ridiculous how good people are. But Tingle, he actually spawned a bunch of hammers, and I was like, well, I gotta go grab a hammer. Let's clear out the field before everybody else clears me out. But I'm showing this off because of one thing. I wanted to show the harder difficulties of the characters. I wanted to show off Zero Suit Samus, but if you have a difficulty of 7 or higher, you get a different final boss than you did before. And that's one main reason when I wanted to show it off. If you have, actually I think it's 5 or higher, you get a different boss than normal, but 7 or higher, you get different stages of said final boss, which we will be seeing here soon. As soon as we fend off the Fighting Me team, we have to go ahead and just knock them off, essentially. Now, one of the greatest challenges, like I said before, is beating this on 9. I actually, as of today, I've actually beaten it on 8. That's the highest I've been, and I'll be showing that off later. But there is more. If you have a level 8 or higher, you have the true final boss, essentially. And it's probably one of the greatest challenges I've ever done in Smash Bros. It's really, really freaking hard. And you'll see that in a later video. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe how hard it is, kind of thing. But now we're fighting the final boss. And you'll see what I mean by we have a different final boss. We have to fight Master Hand and Crazy Hand. That isn't anything different. We actually fought them. The thing is, though, they have more than one form. Now, especially on harder difficulties. What we need to do is we need to bring Master Hand and Crazy Hand down to, I want to say, around the 250 range, 260 range of health, and then he'll go into a different form. Now, like I said before, he's got a lot of these tricks where he just does like little tennis between him and Crazy Hand. But if you bring down Master Hand down to like, I think 250, 260, yeah, 260. Looks like we beat him. We're like, oh, we beat him. Wait, what's going on? Meet Master Core. This is the true final boss of Classic Mode. This form right here that I'm fighting, the Gigantic Giant, this is actually just called the Giant. You can only access him if you're playing on difficulty 7 or higher. But essentially, he's got a lot of these crazy moves, especially you saying, hey, put down Final Destination, you put it down. But he's got a lot of moves that are similar to the final boss of Brawl, which was Taboo. He has like a push move. He has all these like special like moves where he like causes gigantic lasers to come around and beats you senseless. This guy is really hard. I really don't like that. This move right here, as you guys can see, it grabbed me. And it sucked me inside him. And it just accumulates damages. This is really hard. And like I said, the gigantic lasers is really, really just unpleasant. Master Core, put down Final Destination now. But if you keep wailing on him, eventually you'll defeat him. Thing is, though, he's not done yet. Meet the form of the Beast. This mode is actually, I want to say this is the easier of the 3 forms that you have to fight. Because he's just standing there. A lot of his attacks are bringing down electricity. And if he walks towards you, he's about ready to chomp on you in the background. So if he walks toward you, I put up your shield as soon as you can. Like that. That's the little chomp move I was talking about. He'll jump from side to side on the platforms. So just be careful of that. But if you keep wailing on him, you'll go on to probably the hardest form, the sword. The swords are really annoying because you have to jump and attack him. The thing is, though, the sword has actually really powerful attacks that can knock you off the screen, and at this point, you probably will have 1 life left, and this will probably kill you. Especially that move right there, gigantic sword swing. If you are like 100% or higher and you get hit by those stupid sword swings, you are dead. I've never like done anything better than that. If you are hit by the sword swings and you have over 100% health, you are more than likely dead. So, but if you keep wailing on him, you'll eventually beat him. And then finally, one more form. You have to fight a doppelganger of yourself. Essentially, what you can do is you can knock it off like any other character, or you could just keep attacking it. If you keep attacking it, eventually its health will go down. It has stamina. So if it has stamina, it will die eventually if you keep wailing on it, just like the other forms. But I find it's a lot easier to knock it off, just like any other character. But this is actually the last form of Master Core. Now, like I said before, if you're playing on level 8 or higher, you have one last challenge after this. This last challenge is really hard, but like I said, we won't be seeing that until a much later episode. So don't worry about that right now. This is just the last form we have to deal with if you're playing on 7.5 or lower. So, or 7.9 or lower, I should say. I'm sorry. That's like the true like difficulty range. But I'm actually having really trouble trying to catch this doppelganger. But just really pull out your own, and essentially you will beat them eventually. gonna come over here and beat you. Come on, Master Core. There we go. See, I actually beat her with stamina. I didn't knock her off, but as soon as that's all done, you have a gigantic glowing orb coming over here. Essentially, what you need to do is you need to build up damage on the said orb. If you try to knock it off, it'll come back in the middle. But if you have enough damage to it, you'll launch it off the screen. And that will be the end of the final battle and final destination. This, by far, is probably the greatest challenge of this game, because you have to endure so much. It's just a huge gauntlet. But I thought for the longest time, I was like, oh, we just gotta beat Master Hand Crazy Hand. Nope. We got this monstrosity to deal with. But, like I said, you beat Master Core, essentially, if you knock it off the screen. And you will complete Classic Mode on the hard difficulty. But because of that, we've beaten this on 7 or higher with Zero Suit Samus. Now, we should be able to unlock a certain character after this, because that's actually one of the requirements to beat the Classic Mode with. And as you guys can see, I've only beaten Classic Mode with Shulk and Zero Suit Samus at this point. Now this, like I said before, I didn't realize this until after the second episode. But this minigame, in order to actually do well on the minigame, is you actually have to hit the name right over a blank slate. So if you hit it over the blank slate, you'll actually fill up that space. And that's what increases the percentage, essentially, for the picture. You have to hit the name right over a blank slate. And as you guys can see, I'm kind of doing that, but I'm still having the mindset that I have to do other than stale moves. But that's pretty much that. Now, one thing I really need to tell everybody is, I know a lot of people wanted Ridley in this game. Honestly, I kind of agree with Sakurai with something he said earlier was, Ridley isn't really, if he put Ridley in the game, he wouldn't be Ridley anymore. Because they would have to scale him down, they would have to give him a diverse moveset, and something like that. I think, honestly, for the lack of characters there is in the Metroid series, I think Sakurai presented it very equally, in a sense, by just making Zero Suit Samus her own character, instead of just like an extra feature to Samus, essentially. That's pretty much that in a nutshell. That's how I feel. The Metroid the Metroid franchise has 2 representatives now. It's got Zero Suit Samus and it's got regular Samus. But my opinion is, if they wanted to add another one, I think the one character they probably should put in, if they wanted to do it, I think it would be Rundus from Metroid Prime 3, which is a fan favorite for a lot of people, and I figure that he would be more appropriate for it. But that's just my opinion. I just wanted to say that while the credit game was going. I actually hit all 4 of those companies' names in the credit sequence. I hardly do that. That's just ridiculous. I couldn't believe I did that. But we got 97.83% of the picture uncovered. And this is the ending movie for Samus here. And now we have to fight a new foe. Yet again, this is another controversial character when it comes to the fan base. This is Lucina. She is a new character, but she's a clone character, essentially. Lucina is from Fire Emblem Awakening. Fire Emblem Awakening is the brand new Fire Emblem that came out on the 3DS. And honestly, I really love that game to death. That's probably one of my favorite Fire Emblem games I've ever played. Lucina is the daughter of Chrom, the main hero of the game. But the thing is, though, about Lucina is she's exactly like Marth. The only difference between her and Marth is Marth's strength comes from the tip of the blade whenever he attacks. Lucina's is well balanced between the whole entire blade. But that's essentially what we have to do. We have to beat the crap out of Lucina to unlock her, which I did. I'm happy about that. But Lucina joins the battle. Now, anyways, actually we got the Master Core CD for clearing Classic on intensity 5.5 or higher. That's the difficulty range I was talking about to unlock Master Core in the final battle. But anyways, the next character we are going to unlock now, and I'm not going to be showing off the entirety of this. We have to complete Classic mode with 5 characters, which I did. I did this with Lucina a little bit afterwards, and I recorded this. Thing is, though, about this is, I actually had trouble with this. Once you complete Classic mode with 5 characters, you get a chance to unlock Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. Game & Watch is a retro character, and he was here since Melee. He's just literally a stick figure, if you want to say anything. Mr. Game & Watch has a lot of cool attacks. Mr. Game & Watch actually has a mode called Flag, where it changes from ranges 1 through 9. If it hits with 1, it's just going to bop you like Mr. Saturn. But if it hits you with 9, it's going to be the power of a baseball bat. And as you guys can see, Mr. Game & Watch beat the crap out of me. But I only saved this because I actually unlocked some challenges. I got Master Hand trophy. I forgot what the requirements was for that. If I would move. Clear solo mode at intensity 2.5 with 2.0 with 5 or more characters. That's what I got the challenge done for. But that's essentially why I kept that battle in. So as of right now, I actually went back and did a classic mode again with another character. And we're going to go ahead and fight Mr. Game & Watch again. And the character I used was none other than Samus, because I like using Samus a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and try and beat the crap out of Mr. Game & Watch so we can unlock him. Like I said before, I always choke against these character battles, and this was prime example of this. I choked against Mr. Game & Watch of all characters. Mr. Game & Watch is a good character, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't normally lose to him because he is actually... Next to Jigglypuff, he is the lightest character in the roster, and it's really easy to launch him, essentially. He's one of the easier characters to launch. Now, another thing that I kept that failed recording in is we unlocked the stage we were just in. And we got Mr. Game & Watch to join the battle. So now we are missing, I think, one more character out of this whole entire roster. We need to unlock one more character. So, anyways, what I did right now in order to unlock this last character is we have to go through crazy orders. I mentioned this in the episode we did crazy orders in. But if you beat if you get to round 8 on crazy orders and finish off Crazy Hand, you will unlock the last character. Now, I chose Donkey Kong because he's kind of for this. Donkey Kong's a good character to have for endurance matches, because he's a heavyweight. So I decided I was going to use Donkey Kong because I haven't shown off Donkey Kong yet. Donkey Kong essentially is a powerhouse. If you push B, he winds up his punch, his donkey punch. And if you push B when it's all charged up, you will do a donkey punch, and that will really send people flying, because that is a good launcher move. But like I said before, a good thing that I would really advise doing this if you're trying to do this challenge, choose the giant battles, because they're a lot easier than I remember. And plus, you have a teammate that will help you in these battles. So I would really suggest doing giant battles. His smash attacks are really good too. I like Donkey Kong's smash attacks because it just like make it clap and it will make him fly essentially. Now this stage right here, I honestly have been playing this stage and I liked it at the beginning, and then I started to not really like it as much because look at all the hazards that are on this field. This is ridiculous. Luigi almost died because he got flown off the screen there. But that's pretty much that. I like using Donkey Kong, especially if I'm just playing for fun. So I'm gonna be I used Donkey Kong for this because I figured, why not? Like I said before, you are restored a little bit of health between each round. So keep that in mind. If you are really high up there, just keep winning without damaging yourself. I know that's really hard. That's easier said than done. But if you can avoid damage as much as you can during these rounds, you will heal a lot. That's why I suggested, why don't you guys try to use giant battles if you can, because, well, you have teammates, and the teammates will deal with the giant character. And you can just sit back and just watch them accumulate damage on that said character. So that's pretty much why I would suggested doing giant battles. I'm just gonna go ahead and punch him, and I missed. Donkey Kong's Final Smash. I don't know if he gets it or not. I can't remember if I did or not. I forget who gets it. Oh, Link got it. Okay. Okay, but Donkey Kong's Final Smash, I really don't care for too much. It's the Donkey Kongo thing where you have to... He gets on bongos and he starts playing the game, and every time you hit the A button in correct sequence, you do like a little area of effect damage thing. Thing is, though, this thing has really bad range. Now, I can understand why they did that for Donkey Kong, because he's already a powerhouse. They don't need to give him an overpowered Final Smash. But I just don't like Donkey Kong's Final Smash too much. That's just my opinion. But now we're on turn 5. Now we don't have any more giant battles to do, so I was like, which one should I do? Which one should I do to avoid damage as much as I can? I decided to go against the Horde battle. That is probably the worst decision you can do, because Horde battles get really hairy really fast, and you don't want that. For Horde battles with Donkey Kong, just spam up B, or spam down B. Down B, he claps the ground, he smacks the ground, and causes like gigantic earthquakes. That really helps. Up B, he does like a little like spinny moves with his arms, and that's his recovery essentially. But if you do that, you'll knock characters back too. Horde battles are really easy to take care of. It's just if you get caught up in it, it gets really hairy really fast. That's the biggest problem I have with Horde battles. And I would not suggest it for a gauntlet. I would not suggest it for a gauntlet. But now we are on, I want to say, turn 6. So we have to do 2 more of these things. So I can do a medal battle, a team battle, or a free-for-all. I decided to go with the medal battle because I was like, I don't know which one I want to do. I'm going to do the medal battle because I can try to avoid, it's one-on-one, I'm going to try to avoid as much damage as I can. And Ganondorf is pretty slow as is, so the metal makes him really, really slow, really, really heavy. But the thing is, though, it's really hard to keep him, you know, from launching. As you guys can see, I'm not really launching him with my smacks. Like I said, metal is just ridiculous. I just have to keep smashing him until I accumulate a lot more damage. And I keep missing, too, because he keeps dodging. Now, this is where it's starting to get hairy. I'm up 100%, and it's just ridiculous. But try to edge guard metal characters as much as you can, because that will help in the long run. You'll see it right here. As soon as I launch him for the last time, if I try to launch him as much as I can with smash attacks, if he would stop dodging. I'll come over here a little bit closer, and I try to make a clap. I eventually do it. I do a little launch attack. I get a little closer. I do this. Do a little edge guarding. And he will not recover if he gets any farther than that. Because, well, being metal causes his, causes him to do really bad. Him being metal and causes him not to recover very well. But now we're on the last round that we need to do. It's another giant battle, so I was like, oh, let's go ahead and do the giant battle. This giant battle was actually pretty hard. I almost died here. I almost died here, and I almost got really angry. Now, let's go ahead and try to kick Samus off the edge here. This is a very small platform to maneuver on. I don't know, Smashville always is a really, really small field. I don't like it as much. Let's go ahead and make it clap. That's what I've always called it. That's what my friends have always called it whenever I do the side smash with Donkey Kong. It's like, I'm gonna make it clap, because he's just clapping his hands together. It's pretty funny. Boom. More damage for Samus. Like I said, I almost died there. I had 114% health. Now we're on turn 8. Go straight to Crazy Hand at this point. I like it was like whenever you do when you're about ready to fight Crazy Hand, he's like, come on, and he wiggles his finger a little bit. He's like, does the come on motion. Now we need to actually fight Crazy Hand in a stamina battle. He's also accompanied by a character. So he's accompanied by Palutena here, and she's just got percentage. So essentially what you can do, and what you should do, is essentially just ignore the CPU and you just go straight for Crazy Hand. But whenever you beat him senseless, he'll drop these treasure chests. You want to pick them up. You want to pick them up as soon as you can, and I do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and just go straight for Crazy Hand. I don't care for the CPU. Now that move right there is cheap. I don't like that move too much. He opens a tear in the space-time continuum and causes a vortex to appear. And it'll suck you in and cause you to accumulate damage. I'm going to avoid his little bomb attack, and I'm just going to go ahead and try to beat the crap out of Crazy Hand, because Crazy Hand's your target. If you beat him, the battle will end. It doesn't matter if you kill the CPU or not. As you guys can see, it's finished. But we've actually cleared out Crazy Orders. Crazy Orders is done now. And we get all these prizes that we got. And we got a new special move for that. But once you beat Crazy Orders on turn 8 and finish him off with finish Crazy Hand off, you have a chance to fight Rob. He is the last character I need to unlock. So Rob is essentially another one of those obscure characters I was talking about. He was introduced in Brawl. Now, Rob's origins is he was a peripheral for Nintendo. He was a peripheral for the NES console. And they kind of made him a character, and I really liked that. I thought that was ingenious. Mr. Game & Watch was on the little handhelds before the NES happened, on the Game & Watch handhelds. And they were pretty cool. But Rob is actually a peripheral. You can actually go and buy a Rob yourself, and you can use him for some of your games on the NES. Actually, I'm actually considering buying a Rob someday. But his attacks are mostly, he's got lasers, he's got tops, he's got projectiles. And not only that, he's a spiker. You'll see it here in just a second. But I was trying to kill him. I was like, oh my gosh, he's almost dead. Let's go ahead and kill him. As soon as I try to get back... oh, he doesn't do it yet. I think he's gonna do it here. He spiked me! I was mad. He spiked me. So I went back and beat Classic Mode again with Ike. And now we're on a chance to fight Rob. This was at the time I was like, oh, that's right. You don't have to do Crazy Orders again in order to fight this guy again, to try to unlock him. So I just went and did Classic Mode again with Ike. So I was just going to go ahead and try to kill Rob at least once, so that way we can actually we can actually unlock this guy. Like I said, I always choke on these fights for some reason. I don't know why either. But Rob's getting up there in damage. We're going to go ahead and try and beat him. As soon as he stops drilling me in the ground. Boom! There we go. And now, because we have beaten Rob, we have unlocked him. And we should get a milestone here. It says, all fighters are now available. Let the true battle begin. We have completed all of it. It says, unlock true solo all-star mode, fighting in games and more. It says, unlocked all Kirby's copied voice clips and sounds. We have unlocked every character in the game. We have every character in the roster. Now, what I'm going to be doing in the next episode is we are going to be looking at the completed all-star mode as well as beating classic mode on 8. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. See you guys later.